Hey guys, Garbrac here with another Elder Scrolls Online video. In this video we're going to be talking about guilds, and all the information that we've been given. Now, there isn't a lot of information that we've been given, but the information that has been released is in multiple different videos, different articles, so what I thought I'd do is make a video for you guys and try and give you all the information that I've been able to find and put it all into one video. Some of the information I've found about the guilds is one, you'll be able to join multiple guilds. So if you've ever played Guild Wars 2, you'll be familiar with this feature. Now, joining multiple guilds can sometimes make it seem like a bad idea. If you're a hardcore guild, you might run into some players joining other guilds to do PvP, or just dungeon farming, something that your guild might not be doing all the time that they want to do. So some people will say that's a bad thing, but I personally think it's actually a really good thing. If your guild doesn't offer a certain aspect to a player, I don't want to say the morality goes down, but it's the only word I can think of right now. So what I'm saying is, if someone can't, so let's say, if your member in your guild wants to do hardcore raiding, that's why they're in your guild. But then they want to also take part in some of the PvP, but your guild doesn't do PvP. So in order for them to take part in PvP, they actually have to go out, try and find a group that'll take him or her, or join a pug. And we all know pugs are not fun. Like, they're just horrible. There's no communications. Let's not even talk about pugs. So there's more work involved for that player to try and feed his need and fulfill what he wants to do within the game. Now, of course he still wants to do the hardcore raiding with you, but he also wants to do PvP. So ZeniMax thought, well, hey, let's allow them to join multiple guilds, so he can join one guild for PvP, one guild for PvE. Now, I think that's a great idea, because if you have a guild member that is raiding, but he really isn't happy with the game, his performance is going to show. Like, he might not be top DPS anymore, but in comparison to a player that is enjoying the game to the fullest, they're obviously going to perform a lot better. One of the other features that they've talked about is being able to form a guild offline. So it sounds like they're going to have a section of their website or a new website devoted to Elder Scrolls Online guilds. Now, I think a game like Elder Scrolls Online has to have this feature. Without this feature, a lot of guilds are not going to be seen, and it's going to be harder for people that are just joining the game or have left their guild for previous reasons or for specific reasons, and they want to search for a new one. Now, because the game is on a mega server and all the zones and everything are going to be phased, you're not going to be able to see every guild that's in the game. So, having this feature, you'll be able to go to this website and create a criteria search. So if you're looking for a guild that does PvP in this time zone, they haven't said specifically what the criteria is going to be, but I'm assuming that's the kind of stuff that you'll be able to search for. And you'll be able to find that guild that suits your needs and your playstyle. That's probably one of the biggest things, is make sure you find a guild that suits your playstyle. Because there's nothing worse than joining a guild and being like, okay, I have to rearrange my life in order to do something that I want to do. And that's not always fun. Some of the other features that are in the game, that I really would like to see tied into this offline guild thing, is having a live, active, Cyrodiil map. So I can go to Elder Scrolls Online and take a look at the Cyrodiil map. See who owns what keeps, what faction owns the keeps, see what guild owns the keep. Dark Age Camelot had something very close to this, actually almost identical to this feature, but it was taken off of their website. As to why, I don't know. I really wish it wasn't. But we do know, if you do own a keep in Cyrodiil, you'll be given a warning in guild chat saying a guard was killed with so many people, by so many surrounding people. So you'll be able to see, okay, well, it only says 5 people, so chances are they're not going to take the keep. They were probably just running by and got hit by guards, so they killed them. Or it'll say there were 60 people, and you can be like, okay, well, there's obviously something happening. Let's get a bunch of people out there to help defend it. Now, a feature I would like to see tied to this that I haven't seen into other MMOs is a SMS. So if I'm not in the game, I'll get an SMS message saying, hey, you know what? A guard was killed. But this could be turned on and off if you want it in your account settings. I think that would be a really cool feature. Not a lot of people would like that, but I personally would. Another comment that was made in a video was, actually before I even get to that, owning a keep in Cyrodiil will earn the guild alliance points. So owning a keep will give the guild currency. As to what this currency is going to be used for, if it's going to be some form of guild perks, or if it's going to be able to like increase your keep level or the strength of the guards. Now, from everything I've read, anybody from any guild, as long as they have the funds, can increase the level of the keep, upgrade the walls, and put guards in specific places. So I don't know what this currency is going to be used for. It'll be interesting when they announce it, because they specifically called it alliance points. Now, this information was provided to us by an interview Paul Sage did with Paul Murphy from MMORPG. I'll put a link to that video in the description. I'm going to leave you with a question that William Murphy asked Paul Sage in this exact same interview. It's a very intriguing question, and the answer was kind of like dangling a carrot in front of all of us. The question Bill asked was, obviously, you won't be able to join other factions, so every faction has 3 races. You're able to join a guild that is consumed of those specific 3 races. Paul Sage laughed and said, you know what? That's an interesting question, but we're going to leave it at that. We're not going to draw to any conclusions. Now, to me, that sounds like they're hinting towards maybe cross-faction. To a lot of people, that'll sound very, very bad, but I think it's actually a really good idea. So, for example, if I'm a member of Clarion Call, if I go and make an alt on Ebonheart Pack, the way I think this cross-faction is going to work is if I create a character on Ebonheart Pack, I'll be put into the Clarion Call guild, where I'll still be able to see guild chat, so I can still partake in the guild communication. I can find out if anybody's, hey, let's go do a dungeon run on this faction. I could be like, hey, you know what, that sounds like a great idea, let me log off this guy and go get my other guy. So I'm still part of the guild, but I can't partake in any events as an Ebonheart Pack unless it's on the Ebonheart Pack faction. I can't join the Eldamari Dominion people, but I'm able to communicate with them. And I think that's a good idea. Keeping that solid communication within the guild, within alts, on different factions is, I think, a must. For role players, it might be an issue just because technically the factions are at war. They shouldn't be communicating. But as a guild aspect and as a guild leader, being able to communicate to everybody no matter where they are, I think is a great feature. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think of that option? Do you guys like the idea of possibly cross-faction? Do you think maybe he was just saying that because Paul Sage is for cross-faction, but say Matt Firor or any of the other developers are like, no, that's a bad idea? I'm really curious to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below.